Hello friends! If you ever wanted to get into Uma Musume Pretty Derby but felt overwhelmed by stats or all the menus, don't worry. This is my personal guide to help you win your first runs in career mode without diving too deep. So the first thing that we're gonna do after you watch or finish the intro is go to the career mode here and just create your first horse girl or Uma Musume. And the goal is to make them graduate. So the easiest way to get your first win or your first Uma graduate is picking the shortest distance, because I would say it's the easiest difficulty of the game. The longer the distance is, the more complicated the stat building goes. So for now we're just gonna pick a sprint distance, which is Sakura Bakshin-o. So if you don't have Sakura Bakshin-o, you could go to Scout. You could just do a 10 pull and hopefully you get her. She's just a 1-star. I don't think she's gonna be that hard to pull. If you ever didn't get her, you could also pick King Halo if you got her, because she's also a sprint distance Uma. And I would say like these two are like the easiest Umas to win with. But anyway, let's focus on with Sakura Bakshin-o, and I'm going to explain to you guys what these 5 stats affect. We have speed, stamina, power, guts, wit. So fundamentally, you always want to have a high speed Uma because it affects the top speed of how fast your Uma could run. And the next one here is stamina. So what stamina does is just how far she can run before slowing down for longer races, and that's it. The longer the distance of the race is, the higher the stamina that you're going to need for that Uma. The next one is power. Power is acceleration. It's important at the start of the race and at the end of the race because power is used for overtaking other horses. And guts, for now guts is very underwhelming, but the concept of the guts stat is your last stretch burst. It's very situational, but they buffed it in the JP server. I think they kind of like balanced it, but you're gonna get your last stretch burst with your skill, so you don't have to like max out this gut stat. You just have to reach the bare minimum for any distance. And then lastly, the wit stat, or I also like to call it the intelligence stat. What it affects in the game is your Uma's decision making, the Uma's pacing, and the frequent skill procs. These 4, I would say, are the most important ones depending on the distance. And you might be thinking like guts is pretty bad to like build, but not technically. It's still important to like get the minimum amount of guts. There's a speed penalty if the stat is really below the other stats, so I would say the maximum for guts is 300 and the minimum would be 200. As long as the guts is in that range, and then you're Gucci. And then you see I still haven't explained track and style. So track, don't worry about it. A lot of the races are on turf and you don't have to like worry about dirt for now, because there's only like 2 characters that run on dirt as of July 20, 2025. And you don't have to build Umas for dirt tracks immediately, like don't worry about it. And for the style, there's front, pace, late, and so basically these 4 is just like where you want to place her in the strategy and what position she's gonna be in during the race. You want to put them in a position where they're actually good at, let's say front or pace. They're both A stats, so you either pick one of these. But for now, we're just gonna put Sakura Bakshin-o at the front, so it doesn't get that complicated, you know. And then yeah, let's just build our support characters here. So for our support characters, I know you guys still don't have any veteran Umas yet, but I think there's like 5 Umas that are like G rank, I think. So you want to pick the one that gives you the highest speed stat. Okay, got 47 here, and yeah, 47 and 36. So you see there's like an affinity here. I don't have to like explain it to you for now since this is your first race. I'm just here to like help you win your first race or help you graduate your first Uma. So after you picked your support Umas, now we're gonna build a support deck. So since this is just a sprint distance, we want to focus on speed and wit. So make sure you guys have 2 speed cards and 4 wit cards. And if you don't know what a speed card and a wit card looks like, you could always go to the filters and see which icon is which. So just click speed and wit and it will show you all your speed and wit cards. And after you build your deck, let's just start our career. So you want to skip the first one, make sure you double click this, shorten all events. And we're going to be talking about our training strategy and race strategy. So the first concept that I'm going to explain to you guys is how to play the early game, the mid game, and the late game. So you could see the early game, the mid game, and the late game over here on the top left. Basically, the early game is the junior year, the mid game is the classic year, and the late game is the senior year. So during the early game, we just wanted to focus on building your support card bonds as much as there is. Seems like I don't see anyone that's stacked, so if you guys don't see any stack like that, I personally wanted to improve the mood effect first, since it also has a training buff. It increases training results by 10% and increases attributes while running by 2%, and the grade is 20% and 4%. And it could also get bad and awful, so you don't want the bad or awful mood. I'm trying to help you win. So hopefully your RNG and my RNG this game would be at least decent. So yeah, let's improve the mood first, since we don't see any stacked cards in training. Now that our mood improved to good, let's see if there's a stack. Look, there's 2 stacked there and speed. So yeah, let's train speed. So this is just building the bonds of your support cards. So if you train with these cards, the gauge will increase, and we wanted the gauge to be at the 1, 2, 3, 4 at the 4th bar, and that triggers friendship training later on, which will give you a big stat boost later in the game. Okay, let's just keep on doing that. Oh, I picked the wrong one. Alright, there's a wit here. So since there's no stack, I might as well just increase the mood. And you might see Director Akikawa. She's like another NPC that gives a little skill points when you train with her. So it's just a minor thing. So you could ignore that and we could just improve our mood. And yep, look at that. Good RNG. Wow! Building the bonds of your cards. Okay. Ideally, you want to train speed or wit, but if you see a stack of 4 on a different training, take it. Except for guts, I think. If you see a stack of 4 in guts, that's where you train them. But if not, if it's 2 of them, I don't think it's worth it to train in guts. Well, let's just rest. And we don't want to risk failing our training at any point of the game. Do we have any skills to pick? I would just pick this one. So you might be wondering which skills that you have to get. So basically you wanted to take a skill that matches her running style. For example, Sakura Bakushin. Oh, she's a front or a pace. But like I said in the beginning, we're gonna be putting her in front. So we're only gonna be picking front-based skills or sprint and mile. But usually we want to get the front-based skills. But since there's nothing, this is an ultimate. I'll take another ultimate. And let her run. Let's go. So during your first race, 99% of the time you'll get first. Unless there's something very RNG thingy that made you place below first in your first race. 95 to 99% you'd win your first race. So anyway. So we want to change the strategy to front, since that's what we're building her for. And for you guys, you still don't have the view results, so you guys have to watch the race. It's not really that interesting of a race during the beginning. It's more towards the late game and the URA finale. So every race before Classic, I would say you don't have to watch it. You could skip it. So for now, I would skip this race. First. So you might think that the only races that you're supposed to take are the ones that are actually required, like these ones at the details here. But to improve your chances on like winning, you also want to schedule a race that is not required, but it's good to take them. So we're gonna be looking for a race that has a G1 icon on it, because the G1 races has the most fans and I think the most skill points. I don't know if you'll get more skill points compared to the other races. And it gives you the most fans if you win. Even if you don't win these races, it really doesn't end your career. It's just like something on the side. It's like, I would say, a side quest to like increase your fans. Because increasing your fans also increases your ultimate. I know it gets confusing because I said I took an ultimate here. It's the Go First F Infinity. It's a support Uma ultimate. So this is technically your ultimate. I mean, just call it a skill at this point, right? So this is your ultimate. This is the one that is gonna be leveling up based on how many fans you have. So let us schedule that race that we see here. It's make sure it matches her running style, which is this one, Hanshin Turf. Let's take this one because this one has more fans than this one. All right. So we schedule that. Let's just keep on training. Let's take that. Mood went down. So for now, let's just recover her energy. Power guts. Let's go for power. Look at that. Another good RNG. Lucky. So once you build your friendship gauge, they're gonna have a rainbow icon on them. And what it does is, I believe it gives you more stats than the regular training. Since it's still junior year, you still want to build the bonds of your other cards. So at the later stage of the game, all you gotta worry about is getting the maximum stat that you could ever get. I mean, for this one, we almost have like an orange gauge, so might as well just train. Okay. Our scheduled race popped up, and we'll just take this race to get fans to level up our ultimate. 6! Oh my god, bro, unlucky! I wasn't expecting that. We actually got unlucky right there. Your trainee knows fewer skills than the competition. She could benefit from learning more. Maybe I forgot to put some skills, but even though we didn't win that race, we still get skill points. So maybe I should have just put more skill points before I did the race. That was my bad on my part. Add that. Failure rate 23%. Sweet. Let's just rest for now. Okay, we actually reached the mid-game now, which is the classic year. And we're gonna be scheduling our next race. Let's find another G1 race, which is this one, the Oka Show. Schedule that, and let's keep on training. Oops, I didn't meant to click that, but it was a mouse slip, so I didn't even get the chance to check the other trainings for the friendship bonds. Okay, we could take this one. Why not? And make sure we don't forget to check our skill points if we have any skills to put, but we don't have, so we could just go to the race and skip it again. Look at that. And let's talk about the inspiration. So every early April, both the mid-game and the late game, which is the classic year and the senior year, you're gonna have this inspiration event that would pass down stat points to your Uma from your support Umas. Wow, 93 speed, that's a lot of turns. And we have another pop-up race for a scheduled race. Let's take that. And after that, we'll just schedule another race. In one turn, we could take this too. So you might be wondering at this point of the video what those dialogues do or how it affects your Uma. There's a fixed stat that you could get from those dialogues, there's a skill, there's a random stat, there's also like a mood enhancing dialogue that you could get. So most of them triggers from your support cards. So you might memorize what they give based on which answers you pick for the dialogue. But in the JP server, I think they already put the stats on what you're gonna get for which dialogue you pick. It's very convenient for them. So for us, you have to like actually memorize what is the outcome of picking that dialogue. It's a little bit inconvenient. So if you like this game, you're gonna repeat the game loop over and over and you're gonna notice which one is which. And it's gonna help you in the long run. So yeah. Let's just continue playing. So this is something that I haven't mentioned yet, but if you look at the month, it's currently early June. So once it turns to early July, we're gonna have a summer training. So essentially what the summer camp training does, give us more stats compared to the regular training. So it's from early July to late August. So we're gonna have like 4 turns. We want to make our energy as full as possible. So I would just rest for now, even though some players might disagree saying it's a waste of turn. But for this tutorial, we'll just stick to the basics, which is maxing out your energy before summer training camp. And when you go do the training and you compare the stats that you get from the regular ones, it's slightly higher. Sometimes it's significantly higher, but since there's no friendship training, it kind of looks underwhelming. You would know this later. Oh, look at that, 25 plus 10. So yeah, this is what I'm talking about. Like during the summer training camp, you'll get more stats than the regular training ones, especially during a friendship training. So we're on our last turn of the summer training camp. Let's just do the least risky one. Okay, did I forget to schedule a race earlier? Maybe I did. So let's just schedule another race that suits our racer. Okay, we have a mile championship. Let's schedule that. Okay, we can take this one. And don't forget to check your skills. We have like 367 skill points. I'm gonna put a sprint base skill and probably another yellow skill here. And yep, I still haven't explained to you guys what's the difference between a yellow skill, a green skill, a red skill, and a blue skill. So let's talk about those skills. So the blue skills are the core race performance skills or the passive race skills. So the effect is it boosts performance during races, often based on position, timing, or conditions. And they're usually obtained from support cards or training events. And the next one is green skills. So that the category is a pre-race passive stat booster. So the effect is it boosts your Uma's stat or performance before the race starts. And it's often based on race conditions like weather, ground, track type, or season. And if you do get lucky, the green skills stack. And it's really good for bonus multipliers and ranking. And then the next one is the yellow skills, the positioning, and interference. So the category for this one is tactical and reactive race skills. So this is the one that you rely with your Uma's with. And the effect of it is it affects your Uma's positioning, blocking, or avoidance during the race. So it's pretty useful when you pick the right yellow skill at times where you're watching the race and you see them getting blocked in the middle or their positioning is pretty bad because they couldn't get out of the pack. And the last one is the red skills. It's a debuff or interference skills. And the category is negative effect on rivals. Yeah, that's why it's called a debuff. And effect, is it applies debuff to enemies like lowering their speed, stamina, or giving them like bad movement. And having these debuffs is mainly good for PvP. If you're building an Uma that's just like based on debuffs, just because of the fact that you could like disrupt your opponents, just because of the fact that you could disrupt your your opponent's Umas, and it could kind of like give you an edge, I would say. But you don't have to worry about that since this is just your first race. Anyway, let's go back to the game. So okay, another concept popped up, and it's about your Uma's condition. So I don't even know what the orange conditions do, I just know it's a buff. And then the blue ones are the debuff conditions. And then the blue ones are the debuff conditions. There's also like a skill debuff too, which is the purple one. If you ever got a purple skill, you could remove it by just wasting skill points on that. So if you click plus on that purple skill, it will remove it. But the downside is you do have to use skill points to remove it. So if you do have like the blue conditions, it's either fixed by infirmary or recreation, and sometimes they're like an Uma based debuffs, so you can't actually remove it, but it will go away eventually. You just have to like play around it. But for now, you don't have to like worry about that. Let's just keep on training. Oh, look at that, a race popped up. Okay, let's take this race. I actually want to max my last support card, but let's schedule the next race. There we go. Okay, let's keep on training. So I don't know if I did mention this earlier, but during early January, you're gonna have like these 3 dialogues that will pop up. If I remember correctly, this one gives you energy and mood buff. This middle one, all 5 stats gets +5. And I think you also get like 5 skill points. I don't know. And this one at the end is, I think you get like a skill. But me personally, I always take the middle one for the stats because I'm a stat fan. And I want more stats for my Uma. And after that early January event during the senior year, don't forget to always train during early January, because the next event is gonna be like a lottery event, which you would either get a tissue, which is like a mood debuff, a carrot that gives you energy and some stats, and the rarest one is ticket for getting hot springs. It's more like an ending thing. So yeah, if you did get the hot spring, then that means you're lucky, I guess. Look at that! What? I got the hot spring ticket! Look at that. Lucky. I was actually expecting a carrot though, because commonly you're gonna get the carrots. But I guess we got lucky this video because we got the hot springs. Wow, 50 with a failure rate of 22%. Risk it? Hell yeah. 15%? Hell yeah, let's risk it. So if you ever see a skill with a gold plate like this, it means it's the stronger version of the one below it. So you have to take the one below it before you could level up with the gold plate one. So essentially it's just a package of these two. But we don't need that. So there's no skills to like pick from. Let's just go to the race, and we could save our skill points for later. Inspiration. And then a scheduled race popped up. do that. And let's schedule our next race. I would say we got every race though, so we just have to like finish all the rest of our goals, and it should be the URA finale. Might as well take these debuffs because I might use this for PvP later on. So it's early July, but we actually have a race during the summer training camp. So since it's a goal, we actually can't do anything about it. We just have to like race. So we're actually nearing towards the URA finale. We only have like 2 more goals or 2 more races required to do, and we're gonna watch the races now. Since there's nothing to take, I'll just take these green skills. Wow, we have like 3 orange conditions, 3 buffs. I don't even know what they do, but yeah, nice. I'll just take these 2. Okay, so we completed all of our goals. Now, the last thing that we're gonna do is the last 3 races in the URA finale. So we have to win the qualifiers, the semifinals, and the finals. So before picking another green skill, I'm just gonna check what's the condition for the track. Okay, it's Tokyo, turf, and winter, and cloudy. I might as well get to Tokyo. Okay, since this is the qualifier, I guess it's safe to say that it's kind of like worth to watch the races now. But I think we're still gonna win. You are a finale qualifier.
よりした雲が空を覆う東京レース場。この空を映したように芝はやや重の発表となりました。
雨が本格化したら難しいレースになってしまいそうですね。
さあ、1番人気の紹介です。待機シャトル。この評価は少し不満か ?2 番人気はこの子。今スタートが切られました。各馬娘揃って綺麗なスタートを切りました。
これは位置取りが熾烈になりそうですね。
We got 2 buffs. Oh, look at that. We're already proccing skills.
花を奪っていったのは桜爆心号。アイネス風神並んできたアイネス風神と桜爆心号。序盤からやり合っています。
2人がレースを作りそうですね。
さあ、花に立ったのはアイネス風神。このままリードすることができるか。2番手の位置で先頭を伺うのは2番。
Oh, this is the commentator that I find funny.
まだ1馬身以上の差があるぞ。ここから捉えることができるのか。この直線で勝負が決まるぞ。待機シャトル。内で様子を伺う桜爆心号。前を狙っているぞ。まだ練習し合っているのか。鏡に左右のままレースが進みます。
これだけ密集していると紛れがありそうですね。
最後のコーナー。
I'm not gonna lose, right? Ain't no way. Hopefully not. Come on! Yo, we're losing actually! No! Am I gonna lose? Please, please! Oh dang, I almost I almost embarrassed myself. I mean, even though if we lose that, we still have like 3 alarm clocks, so we still have like 3 retries. But yeah, I was nervous. I thought we were gonna lose our first URA finale. But luckily we didn't, so that's a good thing. Firm and cloudy. Well, let's just take the cloudy stat. Alright, semi-final. You are a finale. Semi-final. Semi-final.
誰が先頭に抜け出すか注目しましょう。
先行争いはマルゼンスキー前のトップのこのブルボン。さあ激しい先行争いで前に出たのはマルゼンスキー桜爆心王。続いている激しい先頭争い、そのうち並んで日本のブルボン前のトップが並んでくる。外で12番少し離れて6番、そしてその外を回ってアグネスタキオン。それを見るようにレイエモ・ゲランを少し後ろから3番外を通りまして8番タマシン離れて17番その外並んでライスネイチャーさらに内9番、あとはオグリキャップ外から15番10番並びかけてきた。後方2番手に16番まもなく第4コーナーカーブ。
勝負どころ、最後の直線へとかけていきます。
前のトップがここで抜けた。
Please. 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 I don't want to use an alarm clock. Please. We won. We won. We won easy. This one's easy. Nice. No alarm clocks used. That is a sign that we're doing great. No alarm clocks. We'll just take the Tokyo race course for now. And this is the finals. This is the most intense camera movement that you're gonna see from all the races. Oh, I skipped. I skipped the finals logo. I got too excited, guys. Wow, we're actually doing great. Oh, look at that. She looks so serious. And the camera movements with the camera shake. Damn.
馬娘たちがどう動くか目が離せません。まだ1馬身以上の差があるぞ。ここから捉えることができるのか。この直線で勝負が決まるぞ。桜馬身の花を包むシンボリルドルフ。
Damn. There's no way we're gonna lose this, right? Yeah, we're pulling ahead. Let's go! Easy win, guys. We don't have to be hyped. Sakura Bakshin wo! Sakura Bakshin wo!
桜爆心を URA ファイナルズ決勝を制しました。
決勝制しました。This announcer is hilarious. Okay. Okay, we're gonna... Oh, that's the onsen thingy. So yeah, guys, so we completed the career, we won, she graduated, and the last thing that I have to like say in this video is after you complete the career, is the sparks that you're gonna get. Hopefully we get like good RNG for the sparks too. Oh no! Unlucky. Cuts 1 star. When your Uma graduates, she's gonna be like a veteran Uma, which you could use to like buff the next Umas that you're gonna train. Just not the same one, but you could use this Uma to buff a different Uma. So ideally you wanted to get a 3 star. So it should be on the screen right now on how it's calculated and what's the percentage of which stat or which spark that you're gonna get at the end of the career. And if you like the gameplay loop, nice. And if you don't like it, peace out. But anyway, thanks for reaching at the end of this video. I hope you have a nice day. And I hope this video helps you actually get your first win. Peace out, guys. Bye bye.